All right, let me ask you something. What if I told you that every single day you get a deposit, something way more valuable than gold? But here's the crazy part. Most of us just throw it away without even thinking about it.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You wake up, you grab your phone, you check your bank account, and boom, a fresh $1,440 has been deposited every single morning. No exceptions. But there's a catch, of course there is. You can't save a single penny. Whatever you don't spend by midnight, poof, it's gone. Vanishes forever. You'd spend every last cent, wouldn't you? I mean, of course you would. You'd be crazy not to. Well, get this. That account is real. It's not a fantasy. The only thing is, it's not filled with dollars. It's filled with minutes. That's right. Every day, you get 1,440 minutes deposited into your life. And just like that money, once they're gone, they are gone. You can never, ever get them back.
So let's talk about your daily 1440 deposit and how it's the most valuable resource you're probably wasting. I mean, think about it. We are all time millionaires every single morning. But time is the most perishable resource we have, and honestly, most people are just squandering this fortune.
Yeah, most people just throw their minutes away like they're nothing. But that's not going to be you. Not after this. Today, we're going to break down exactly how to stop being a time waster and start being a time investor. How to use those 1,440 minutes with the focus of an elite performer. All right, Section 2, the high cost of waste. We're going to quantify the catastrophe here. Because before we get to the good stuff, the solutions, we have to get really, really honest about the problem. We need to look at the numbers, and I'll warn you, they might sting a little.
Get ready for this. Studies show that the average person, you, me, our neighbors, operates at only 51% of their daily capacity. Just let that sink in for a second. That is like owning a Ferrari, but never, ever taking it out of second gear. You're leaving almost half of your potential on the table. Every single day.
So where does all that potential go? Well, if you ask most students, they'll straight up admit to wasting 4 to 6 hours a day. And we're not talking about relaxing or recharging here. No, this is junk time. You know, that aimless scrolling, watching videos you don't even care about. It's just gone.
Okay, let's put a price tag on this because this is where it gets real. If you waste just 20 hours a week, and let's be conservative, let's say your future time is worth about $50 an hour. You are literally burning $50,000 a year. That's not just money. That is pure lost potential.
And look, especially when you're young, wasting that kind of deferred wages is an absolute catastrophe. It's not just about the hours you lose today, it's about losing the compound and effective investing in yourself early on. And that's a debt you can never, ever repay.
Okay, let's move on. The Elite Mentality Framework, your 5 steps to reclaiming time. So that was the bad news, right? The good news is there's a way out. There's a framework, a clear, step-by-step system that the top performers use to absolutely master their 1,440 minutes.
So here's the game plan. We're going to cover how to identify your MIT, why you need to ditch your to-do list, how to outsmart your future self, and the incredible power of just saying no. We've already covered the audit, so let's dive into the first actionable step, finding your MIT. All right, so what the heck is an MIT? It stands for Most Important Task. But look, it's not just the biggest thing on your list. It's your domino. It's the one thing that if you knock it over, it makes everything else either way easier or just completely unnecessary. The question you have to ask is, what's the one thing I can do that makes everything else easier or irrelevant? Whatever that is, that's your MIT. Think about how most people start their day. They're like Pavlov's dog, right? The phone pings, they react. An email comes in, they react. They're basically just working on everyone else's priorities. The elite, they do the exact opposite. They protect their peak brain power time, usually those first couple of hours in the morning, and they dedicate it only to their MIT. It's like paying yourself first, but with your focus. Okay, which brings us to step 2, and this might be a tough pill to swallow. You need to ditch the to-do list. Seriously. Why? Well, the data here is just brutal. A shocking 41% of all items on a to-do list never even get done.
And here's a little secret for you. Billionaires, top athletes, elite performers, they don't use to-do lists. And there's a very good reason why. They know what a to-do list really is.
A to-do list is basically a graveyard. It's where important goals go to die. It's a wish list, not a plan. A calendar? Now that's different. A calendar is a commitment. If something truly matters to you, You give it a time slot. You schedule it. You turn a vague idea into a real, concrete appointment with your future. Step 3 is all about outsmarting your future self. You know that person, right? The one who, tomorrow morning, is going to try to hit snooze and say, "I'll do it later." Yeah, we have to beat that guy. The trick is to make it harder to fail than to succeed. You want to go for a run? Put your sneakers right next to your bed. You got to study? Get your desk set up the night before. You're basically setting a trap for your lazy self. And finally, let's talk about the incredible power of no. This is so important. Every single time you say yes to some random request or a pointless meeting or just a distraction, you are saying no to your own goals. It's a zero-sum game, and protecting your focus, it's not rude. It's absolutely essential for success. So, how will you spend your next 1,440? The clock is ticking. We've laid out the problem. We've laid out the framework. The only thing left now is for you to act. Because that clock, it never, ever stops.
You can almost hear it, can't you? Tick, tock, tick, tock. Every one of those is another minute from your 1,440 deposit just disappearing. Whether you invested it or you wasted it, it's gone. And one day, that ticking just stops. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge. Tonight, before you go to sleep, I want you to ask yourself one brutally honest question. What remarkably stupid thing am I doing on a regular basis to screw up my life? The answer will probably pop into your head right away. Don't judge it, just listen to it. And then commit to fixing that one thing.
Because the future, it isn't some far-off place where success magically appears. It's just a result of how you spend your minutes. Right here, right now. Tomorrow morning, a brand new 1,440 minutes will be deposited into your account. So spend your next 1,440 on who you want to become. The real question is, how are you going to spend it?